Oh my gosh, I am jinxed. Every time I try and switch the camera on, something happens. Anyhow, this is a quick intro, and it's purely because for now the upload which I've uploaded, I'm not really focusing on the rocks in it, but I did a little bit of scouting online last night. Oh gosh, I can't even think what this morning, and I found some info about up by those rocks. And basically, I'm going to post what I found beneath this upload. But the long and short is, these rocks, there's even a picture on the upload that I found. Now, I know that when you go up there, there's the foundations for what once was a house up there, which it turns out that that house was called Windhill Crag. And we're going back to, let's just check out the year here. Before the year 1810, Windhill Crag was wasteland and covered with brambles. Large numbers of rabbits sported among the ferns and other shrubs, which is exactly how it is now. These rocks, I have no doubt, have been the temple and altar of the ancient Druids, for I find them in rock basins. These basins, which were always dispersed among their sacred works to receive the water that fell from heaven, which they used for ablutions, purifications, and other sacred purposes. There are openings in the rocks, between which there is a passage, conjecturing that whoever passed through acquired a kind of holiness and became more acceptable to their gods. Also, the cavity might be a sanctuary for offenders to fly to, but chiefly that such were attended and used for introducing proselytes, or people under vows, on going to sacrifice into their sublime mysteries. There are cavities in the rocks which Druids might have exercised every part of their religion, for these wonderful architects did not waste their unknown and astonishing powers where nature had prepared the way. It is said to have been essential among them to worship in groves of oak, and with such this place is yet covered. So there is no want of the sacred mistletoe. And then there's like a little poemy thing where it says, where the majestic oaks their branches spread, and for the Druids formed a sacred shade. Great alterations have taken place on Windhill Crag since the year 1510. The family of rabbits are fled away. Sly Reynard, the fox, dare not visit his old habitation. New dwellings have risen up, and with them a large population, amid the smoke of tall chimneys and the sound of manufacturing industry. So basically, this was all written at the time that the Industrial Revolution boomed. But the funny thing is, although there is, I'm sure that what he's describing here, I'm not sure, but I know that what he's describing here, although the rocks stand intact and all the land you see me filming, it would have gone a lot further back, whereas there's houses behind there now. Anyhow, but it's fascinating because he's describing the passageway, which I filmed many a time. I even have filmed it on the start of this film. It's just really brief because I wasn't. Well, I could only film the same rock so many times, can't I? I've only really mentioned it in the intro because it's new information which confirms everything that I've been saying. So I just thought that it would be interesting to read out. I'll carry on reading to you. I know a lot of people don't read, the blurb, which I always write blurb with my blurb. I always write stuff with my uploads, and I don't know. Some people don't read it, some people do. Anyhow, I'm finding it really hard to talk because my right tonsil's agony still, but I'm doing okay. So, Crag Cottage. It says Druids altar at Crag Cottage. Crag Cottage being the place which all the foundations are laid still there to. Now, actually, I don't know if I've ever filmed the foundations. I might have done, but I know where they are, so maybe if I haven't, I should go up there and film them. So it says, Druids altar at Crag Cottage. And when the blood-fought galleots of Rome brought the grand Druid fabric to its doom. Okay, that was just a little, hyphenated bit of poetry, or I don't know. Anyhow, those ancient remains of Druidism were found in Windhill Wood. They were collected and arranged as near the original as history describes. That is, the altar, archdruid's chair and mistletoe table. So hang on a moment. Druid is the name of the first religious priest known in England, when it was inhabited by Britons, Celts, Coles and Germans. They were the first and most distinguished order in the island, chosen out of the Beat families. Interesting. Out of the Beat families sounds to me like the bloodline families. And the honours of their birth procured for them the highest veneration. They had the administration of all sacred things, were the interpreters of the gods, because we have multiple gods, and supreme judges in all uses, whether ecclesiastical or civil. From their determination there was no appeal, and whoever refused to acquiesce in their decision was reckoned impious. The archdruid, or great high priest, assembled with them once a year, which was the time of reconciliation, after which all envy, hatred, and malice were to cease. And then they had protection for the coming year, so that the evil demons could not blight hawthorn and other blossoms, or destroy their herbage. The wolf or furious boar could not destroy lambs or foxes, their poultry. No witch's spell disordered their cattle, or atop their springs of water, or fairy climb the lofty oak and kill the sacred mistletoe. These ancient worshippers acknowledged obedience to their gods, and from them sought protection. So, to be honest, I don't think I need really to read any more of this, because it's quite lengthy, and it sounds like a fabulous building that they built. But what's interesting to me is, now, so bearing in mind it was around 1810 when they built this crag. And back then, fairies were still, what we call fairies, were still known to be mischievous, evil little nuisances. But yet, since then, they've tried to brainwash everyone to think that fairies are these good little, cute little things. It's all, it's all demonic. All of these entities are demonic. Anything that's genuinely good knows you can't interfere, because we are here to progress and learn and grow. And you can't, it's complicated, but at the end of the day, demonic entities will stick the nose in wherever they can. Whereas your genuinely good entities know that they can't get involved. You can't start meddling. It's only in very extreme circumstances that they will get involved. Say, for example, if someone's about to be killed and that person's got an amazing future ahead of them, that's the kind of thing where you will have real divine intervention. But anyway, I just want to be really clear. Actually, this is maybe, but I don't want to demean what I've done. I videoed Ben in the snow playing. I talk a little bit about orbs and stuff at the medical centre, which was like walking into a spaceship because it was just so trippy, to put it mildly. But this wasn't a video that I made to talk about really anything. It was just meant to be a bit of fun. So anyhow, I've just done the intro because yes, I do film the rocks briefly, and I just really wanted to get this info out there about the rocks. But this intro is getting long. The video itself is not more than 25 minutes. And then I've got a separate one. I'm not going to upload them together, but I did do the Prince of Wales Park afterwards. So, on that note, I'm going to close this up, and if you want to watch Ben just playing and me talking, then feel free. Oh, it is the most outstanding day. Look at him. It was the most outstanding day. It was just glorious. There was still snow, and the sun was shining, and it absolutely stunning views. So if you appreciate stuff like that, then you'll enjoy the video coming up. Anyhow, that's more than enough from me. Look, Ben's gone over to sit on the other sofa, haven't you? He's just been out for a walk. Couldn't film, it was too windy. Alright then, so I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to comment, and have a good weekend. Bye. Right, let's get this stick into my other hand. Oh, it's too muddy. Hang on a minute. Struggling here. Right. Good boy. There you go. Oh God, look at my hand now. Covered in mud. Good boy. Come on, go this way. At least it's bringing them back for me. It makes a change. So, all my footage yesterday, which got deleted, and it was so lovely up here because there was snow everywhere and no drifts everywhere. Typical, straight into the tree. Good boy. There you go. I think we'll leave the other one, it's too muddy. Don't quite know where to wipe my hand. Maybe my trousers seem so muddy too. Everything's muddy, even my phone's muddy now. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, it's so typical. I'm not going to keep going on about the footage from yesterday, but I will just say one more time. It's such a shame because it was such lovely footage. I said, go on then. Ah! I'm not struggling with him, it's too muddy, I'll end up falling over. See, he's left it now. Come on then. Well, I'm hoping that when we get up onto the top, the snow will be more prevalent still. And hopefully he'll be able to have a little play in it. The problem is it's been thawing all day long. So, as you can see by the mud and water on this track, it wasn't like this yesterday. Not this part anyhow, it was lower down, but of course we kept having blizzards yesterday. But we haven't had any, it stopped. Which wasn't what I asked for, because I would have been, for once in my life, quite happy if we had have had snow. Purely because, look, if Ben had got snowed in at my house, then I would have been the last one to complain about it. It would have been really cool. Oh yeah, look up here. Seeing as like yesterday, The rocks I gave no attention to, and then my footage vanished. We'll give them a little bit of attention today. There it says Lost Souls. So sad, isn't it? And just there is where there's the entrance to beneath them. Good boy. Go on then, we'll go up. Go on then. And this was all virgin snow yesterday, but now there's not hardly any here at all. When I woke up this morning I couldn't even speak. My throat hurts so badly. It's on the right side predominantly. I can feel it on my tonsils when I try and swallow. It's agony. Let's have a look at the view. Oh, you see over there, you can see, it looks like a snow, it looks like a ski run. I bet it doesn't look quite as lovely as this when you're actually over there. So that's over where the altar rock is. Well, not there specifically, but over that way. I don't think there's any chemtrails about, but I often feel scared to say that because I usually jinx things when I do. Little Ben! Look at him, he's hiding. Come on, zoom in for me. There he is. Ben! I see you. Because I'm coming. No, he says, are you coming, Nina? Go on then. Now my friend's due to call me, so this footage might get knocked off for that reason. But when someone calls, it doesn't get lost, it just knocks the camera off. So if there is a sudden abrupt end, that's why. It's a little bit windy. Oh, he's trying to find a stick. Come on, we'll have a look round the back. This is where we bumped into that bear that day. Just up here. The grizzly bear. Good boy, Ben. Oh, dear me. Oh, I'll show you the view from up here if we can get out of the wind well enough to do so. Probably can't see much because of the sunshine. I wonder if there's any twigs here, Ben, that we can use to throw. Well, it's not a twig that we want, it's a stick, isn't it? One of these might do the job. Oh no, they're roots. We won't be picking those up. They were roots trying to fool me. I've never actually filmed this with snow here before. Well, I have, but I mean, not that I've got the footage to show for it. Thanks to my phone having its random moment where it decided to reboot, which it never does, ever. Not just randomly, anyway. Control Tower Central. It was funny, you know, when I was walking up here the other day. There's some gardens on the way up, but they've got a gate. But she always leaves the gate open, and Ben had run in and decided he needed the loo on her lawn. So I'd whizzed in straight after him and picked it up. Well, she came flying out of her house, didn't she? So I said, I'm awfully sorry. So she decides she's going to give me a lecture and tell me that I shouldn't have him off the lead until we get past her house. Well, I was very polite and everything, but she had a gate. If she doesn't want dogs going into a garden, why doesn't she close a gate? Surely that would be the sensible thing to do. And if I hadn't have gone and picked up after him, then fair enough, but he'd only just laid it and I was there picking it up. I don't know, what a silly lady. And I noticed that the gate's still wide open. But no, I'm not going to wait till I get past the garden before I let him off. That's crazy. She just needs to close the gate. I knew this would happen. Because the snow's not all nice and fresh and it's all slushy instead. Ben's like over it now. Whereas for the last 2 days in a row, when it was all lovely fresh snow, he kept galloping off and then he'd like skid to a halt in the snow. Oh, it was brilliant. He was having so much fun. It was so lovely to get it all on camera. And then here we are today, camera's rolling, with slushy snow and a dog that's like over it. Never mind, these things happen, right? So when I went to physio on Thursday, come on little one. Windy actually, oh look, it's frozen. See how frozen it is. Quite frozen actually. Look, that ice is quite thick. I might have to switch my camera off along here though, the wind's too bad. And then put it onto pause and I'll talk about physio when we get out of the wind. We'll see how we get on. Yeah, it's going to be too windy. I'm trying to shield it, so it might be okay. When I went to the physio department, which was at the doctor's here, now I've never been in the doctor's here before ever in my life, but this is actually a new surgery. And when I walked into it, it was like going into a spaceship. I've never seen anything like it in all my life. It was so modern. There was orbs everywhere. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It was so demonised. So that was quite interesting, especially because I wasn't actually in well, I mean, obviously it's a doctor's surgery, so sick people go there, don't they? But I was in the physio department and I was seriously distracted by the amount of orb activity going on. It was quite off-putting, really. Mind you, I'm poorly at the moment, since I've had this wonderful flu bug. Well, we're still filming. Good boy. Oh, he's such a happy little chappy, he really is. Honestly, I've never known anyone as happy as this little dog. Well, he doesn't like shouting. So long as there's no shouting going down, he's the happiest little chap in the world. Can you smell bunny rabbits? Can you? Actually, the whole of this area here, where I've just been walking across, that's just basically one big rabbit warren. So, probably smells really good for little dogs' noses. He never chases rabbits though, it's ever so odd. But he doesn't feel the urge to run after them. He likes to run after birds, but rabbits have just never really appealed to him. Well, thankfully, because, you know, I know it's natural for them to run after things, but I used to have a husky dog, husky cross German Shepherd, and he definitely had the urge to hunt still. I mean, he would actually sometimes have a kill every now and then, which I used to hate because although I'm not a squeamish person, although I'm not a squeamish person, I don't like touching dead animals particularly, especially when you're trying to remove them from a dog's mouth. It's not really my favourite thing to do. So I used to hate it. He only did it to me a couple of times actually, and only once with a fresh kill. But yeah, it was awful. But not this little chap, obviously. This is the husky that I used to have when I was with my ex. He was called Charlie, the dog, not the ex. He was a big white thing. He was very gorgeous. Bless him. Good boy, Ben. Oh, he's off. Well, I might for real have to put my camera on pause when we get round this top of this bit here where those trees are, because it's been too windy to film down here the last few days. So we'll see how we get on. So many people have got this cold. I mean, it actually has, it is flu. Well, it was flu to start with. I'd say that I'm over the flu stage a bit now, and it's manifesting in different types of ways. I did have the afternoon where I felt better. The wind's too bad. Let's turn around for a minute. Yeah, I had the afternoon where I felt better, but it was very brief, and then the sore throat kicked in, which, I mean, I'm talking in a bit of a strange voice because I can only speak in a certain tone, which doesn't irritate like this part down here, my glands and my right side of my tonsil. So, all poorly wally. I think. Oh, look at that. You the king? King of the castle. Oh, bless him. I love it. I love shots like that. Oh, he's turned his back though. It's unlucky. I'm going to have to pause this maybe. Just give it another minute, but I think the wind's going to stop play. We'll just get a nice view of that in first, I think. There we go, the sun silhouetted between the rocks. Lovely. Until we get out of the wind. Good there, Ben. Well, we've only really got 7 minutes anyway now left, so we've just made it down there because it was far too windy for filming. Far too windy for us. It's really icy. But thankfully, because the sun's been on it, I'm not expecting to go flying. Although now I've said that, I could have jinxed myself. You never know. Good lad. It's nice and quiet up here. Because the last couple of days I kept bumping into people. And that's always a failed mission when we bump into people. We like it to just be Ben, myself, and the elements. That's what we like. Isn't it? Yes. One silly people interrupting our walk. I think it's very rude when they do. Oh yes. You know, Ben, let's get rid of that. There we go, job's a good one. Don't really like bagging poo up. I think it's really unenvironmentally friendly. My friend whose dogs I walk with her, we take a trowel out with us and like either pop it into the bushes, you know, at the bottom, or dig a hole for it and cover it up. Which of course is the right thing to be doing. Because I'm always filming, I never want to have you know, I don't do that. So what I tend to do is, if I can, then I'll like kick it underneath a hedge or something. But when forced, I do have to just put it in a bag instead, unfortunately. But it's certainly no good for the environment, all these bags of poo everywhere. I'm not suggesting people should just leave it either, because it's disgusting if there's dog poo everywhere, isn't it? It's just foul. Now, I have quite a lot of people in America that watch my stuff. My friend was telling me that you can't walk dogs in a lot of parks in America. But I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, surely parks would have like areas within them where you can walk dogs. So they'd be like partially dog free and partially, you know, so you can walk. Because otherwise people wouldn't be able to walk the dogs. And that's just crazy to imagine people not being able to walk the dogs anywhere except like the road. Or in the backyard. So I'm interested actually to know what the situation is like with American dog. I would have thought, with it being such a huge country, there'd be loads of places that you could walk your dogs. But no, I'm a little bit intrigued now. I'm certainly not saying I don't believe it, I'm just intrigued as to what the situation is over there. And as to how much dog walking there is without a lead. Or even with a lead. Good boy. You wanting to go up there? Of course he is. There's more mountain climbing for me. Actually, my knee really hurts today. It must have been from that woman yesterday. From the child at physio that was pummeling it about. MRI scan on Monday. That'll be fun, won't it? Not the biggest fan of MRI scans, but I am very thankful that I'm not going to have one because, you know, obviously there's no other way to find out what's going on in there. So I do want to have one, yes, and I can get myself operated on, presuming that it shows up what I think it's going to show up. Operated on again. Oh dear me. So of course the wind's going to be an issue again. So I think we might call this filming a day. It's not been the most exciting, I know. Good boy, Ben. Considering walking across the Prince of Wales Park, actually. We'll see. It's been a funny old winter this year, as was last year. And even the year before, just for the random snow that we had at the end of the winter in the springtime. Good boy, Ben. Of course, last year we didn't have any snow.
And the year before we had far too much. Anyhow, I'm going to sign out because I think that, well, we're almost up on film time, and like I said before, it's not the most, definitely not the most interesting filming that I've done. Really, we wanted to just have a little bit of fun playing in the snow. I'm just going to try and get the moon before we go, because it's just looking at me from over there. Let's see if I zoom in, if it'll pick it up. There it is, look at that. It's been looking gorgeous on a night time, this moon at the moment. All the way through its cycle, from crescent to half to, looks like it's 3/4, maybe 2/3 of the way there at the moment. Beautiful. But not as beautiful as this little chap here. Oh, he's so perfect, aren't you, Ben? You are. He's so perfect. Good boy. Well, we're going to sign out then. So, if you've made it through, then thanks for watching, and have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Whenever that may be. Trying to psych myself up to do another one on the from my house. It's just been a difficult time because then there was the car accident, and then I've been ill. No, car accident, Christmas, New Year, and then ill. So that's how it's been. Alright, well, we're out of time, so take care, see you later.